Well, greetings and salutations. This is Rick. I do hope everyone's having a great day. This is a personal log for my RickVanMan channel, which, as you may or may not know, I haven't put a video up for a very long time. So I thought it was about time I just kind of touched base and let you know what's going on in Rickworld. I usually start these videos with, I'm really sorry I haven't made any videos lately, but, and I suppose this is no real exception to the rule. I tell you what, guys, I have been in a very, very strange place for the last several months. Normally, towards the end of the summer, I tend to start slowing things down and I kind of go into this kind of hibernation mode, but it's been really, really prominent this year. And I've gone into this kind of vegetative state almost. I have absolutely no drive, no enthusiasm, very little energy. I just don't feel inspired to do anything. You know, I'm just kind of really in this this kind of lull right now. And I mean, just getting the video camera out to make this video was kind of quite an effort. So I don't know what's going on there. I know, you know, through life, things kind of, I have these cycles, you know, one minute I kind of get all enthusiastic about doing stuff and I start doing projects. And then, you know, sort of, I don't know, well, it's peaks and troughs, isn't it? And right now I'm right at the bottom of a very deep trough. And it's very difficult for me to just kind of feel motivated to do anything. This grey weather really doesn't help. It's just it's so dull and gloomy. It's just so uninspiring. You know, I think of the allotment and it's just all kind of all shut down and just nothing happening there. There's no point in me going there. So I've sort of started to amuse myself. I've been playing, I bought a PlayStation and I've been playing on that in the evenings. I can kind of team up with my sort of friends online. I've got the headphones and a little headset and you can chat with your mates and shoot bad guys and things. And it's okay, but it can be a little addictive. Not only is my inspiration out the window, my timing is all out as well. I actually went to bed at 5 o'clock this morning. And when I woke up, I physically woke up at 2 o'clock this afternoon. All right, okay, it's not so bad because it's a Saturday, but I thought this is ridiculous. I have to draw the line and start just, you know, trying to nudge myself towards sort of, you know, getting on and doing something. So I dusted the camera off and I plunked it there and I thought I'd make a little video. And hopefully that might sort of, you know, give me a little spark of inspiration. Anyway, enough self-wallowing and pity. I'm actually pondering quite a major decision. I've got a pair of scales right now where I'm contemplating either fitting a new kitchen because my kitchen is out of the 1970s and it's falling apart and it really needs doing, or moving. I've still got that idea of moving in the back of my mind, but the thinking processes behind it, there's just this whole can of worms that you have to take into consideration with moving. And my biggest want for moving, I always said if I was going to move from here, because right now I'm right in the middle of a town, in the middle of an estate, it's kind of noisy and lots of people around and stuff, and I always said if ever I move, because the house is quite nice, I really like the house, but if I move it would be to go to a more rural location. And what I would want to do, what I'm thinking, my ideal house right now is somewhere in the middle of nowhere, or you know, with very few neighbours, with some land on which I can run my own allotment. You know, instead of having to have an allotment and drive to it, I can actually have enough land to do an allotment, maybe have a decent polytunnel, like a proper polytunnel and things like that. And also I want a really decent kitchen, you know, like a big kitchen, maybe something even with one of those little island work surfaces. I've always wanted one of those. Obviously huge amounts of expense and hassle and worries involved in all that. And also if I move to where I'm thinking of moving, which would be Wales, because in order to get the size of house and land that I want, I have to go to somewhere where the houses are cheaper. And Wales, South Wales, Mid Wales, North Wales is pretty much in my sights, and so I can go out there. But if I move out there, I'm moving away from basically my support network. Family, friends, they're all here. And also you got the convenience of, I'm 3 minutes from a hospital, I'm 2 minutes from a doctor's surgery, I'm a minute from the shops. If I want to do an online shop, everywhere delivers here. If I want a takeaway, everywhere delivers here. And it's really, really convenient living here in the town. Obviously, once you move out, we're talking about slow internet. We're talking about, possibly getting snowed in for winters and things, which actually I quite like the idea of. I kind of like the whole self-sufficiency thing. And but there again, I think that could get tired quickly, or that could get quite old quite quickly. I remember a couple of years ago, we had some mental low temperatures, like -18, I think they touched. For here, that's really cold, and I think it got to about a week, and there was just snow everywhere. The roads were treacherous, and I ended up sort of stuck indoors for a week. And although I kind of spend a lot of time indoors anyway, I don't go out a lot these days. I spend a lot of time indoors, but I know I can just nip out anytime I want. If I get a bit cabin fever, get a bit stir crazy, I'll just jump in the van, I'll go off out somewhere and just have a little drive, go and have a cup of coffee, maybe have a little walk, and I'm sorted. But because the snow was around this week, it was a case of I couldn't go out even if I wanted to, and that made a massive difference. And I started feeling, I started going stir crazy, and in the end I risked it and took a drive out to the forest down the road and went for a little walk in the forest. Just to kind of, sort of alleviate the cabin fever. But obviously in Wales, their weather is a lot worse than I get here. So in the winter time, they get a lot of cold, a lot of snow. And in the summertime, the summers are usually okay, but they can be a lot wetter. I think they get a lot more rain over there than they do here. But yeah, these are all things to take into consideration. So my heart is saying move, my head is saying stay. So I don't know, I'm just kind of weighing up these ideas. If I do move, it's not going to be probably for another year. But at the moment I've got this thing every 2 weeks. I've got a wheelie bin for the house rubbish, and every 2 weeks they come and empty it. So I've got this policy that I kind of strictly impose on myself, where every 2 weeks, the day before they're going to come and collect the bins, I make sure those bins are absolutely brim full with whatever, because the rubbish that I generate, because it's only me living here, the rubbish I generate is actually very small. Sort of one black bag of rubbish, one black sack will cover me for 2 weeks. So the wheelie bin is a full-size wheelie bin. But what I do is I'll go around the house and basically just start binning anything, just like pretending that I'm moving, so that when I do eventually decide to take the plunge and move, then the packing isn't going to be such an issue. And I started work on the kitchen today, and I've just thrown out loads of old cups and plates and pots and pans and trays and cleaning products, and I just had all this stuff stuffed in the cupboards, and now the cupboards are looking quite empty, which is really good. I've still got a load more stuff. I've got to wait till next week because the bin is now full. But at some point I've got to start on the shed. I've got loads of paint tins and all sorts in the shed that I need to move on, because I don't really want to take that sort of stuff with me. Although there again, it's always handy. So it's a real battle going on in my head. You have to be a little bit brutal, The policy I'm using is I'll pick something up and I'll say, right, have I used this in the last year? Am I likely to use it in the next year? And if I have to be really honest with myself. And if the answer is no, then it goes in the bin. And it's brutal, but I'll tell you what, once you get into it, I've been doing this for quite a few months now, and the house is starting to empty out lovely. There's not a lot of clutter anymore. I've got clear sides, and I've basically only got the basics that I need to live with. I've got the spare room is a bit of a junk room at the moment. I've still got a load of stuff up there, but I've also got like boxes of tax forms and stuff which I can't actually throw away, which is quite annoying because they take up a lot of space. But I'll need, basically what I need is one dedicated space to just store the stuff that I can't throw out, and I'll just use a spare bedroom for that, and that's exactly what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I've got to clear out the understairs cupboard. I've got to clear out, like I say, the shed. There's a few bits in the conservatory. There's all I'm slowly chipping away at it, but by this time, well, not even this time, by about mid-spring or early to mid-spring, I will be in a position where I'll hopefully have a pretty empty house. And so if I want to move, then the actual physical act of moving is going to be a bit of a doddle, hopefully, or is going to be less stressful than it needs to be. Obviously, you got all the paperwork and finding a place and finding a buyer and all the rest of it to go through. And I know that can be extremely stressful, and I don't do stress well. When I get stressed, I get ill. So I kind of have to spend my life, just staying away from stress. It's kind of one of the reasons I don't have a relationship. It's because I always find relationships stressful. I've never had a non-stressful relationship, and they just make me ill. The stress just makes me ill. I start shutting down when I get stressed. So that's pretty much, that's Rickworld at the moment. Anyway, sorry, very self-indulgent video, but it is a personal video log, so it's all about me, which is like I say, very slightly egotistical, but that's all I can muster up today for this video. I just wanted to put something on YouTube because I haven't put anything up there for so long, and I know you guys keep sort of prodding me and saying, come on Rick, when's the next video? And I know this one's really boring as well, because I know you guys are hoping I'd jump in the van and do some filming and stuff, and I really want to, but it's just a case of finding that motivation to actually get up and do it. But hopefully I will do it sooner rather than later. I said this in the last video as well, didn't I? So, but fingers crossed, hopefully more videos will come soon, and life will be a bit more interesting again, because at the moment it's really, really dull. But there we go. Anyway, that's it from me, guys. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and I'll see you hopefully sooner rather than later in the next video. Take care.